This is a review of Survivor Season 28, Episode 7, Mad Treasure Hunt. I am here with my co-host in crystal clear HD, Richie. How you doing?
Feeling good. Always feeling better when I'm in HD too.
We talked about doing this series in the summer. We are upon July 4th weekend, not halfway point of the summer, but halfway point of the year. And we're about halfway point of the season. How you feeling about watching Survivor Cagayan right in the dead of summer? It's kind of good.
I'm
It's
loving
an
it, man.
upper. This is a great season.
Yeah, great season, great summer vibes too. I don't know what that means for Survivor, but it just gives off summer.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, it was filmed summer 2013.
Mm-hmm.
But another fabulous episode of Survivor. Another great episode. Spencer comes out hot at the top of this episode, and he comes after Cass and says that she's led by her estrogen. You think that's a good thing? I mean, I don't think he says it to her. He might say it to the camera. But is that something that you think you would say if you went on Survivor? Because if you're in the confessional with just you and the producer, when would they let that fly? I mean,
you got to be careful nowadays saying that, man.
I mean, yeah, it was definitely one of those things where I'm like, dude, it's a hilarious thing to say, but I don't know that it would land as strong today. But I mean, even if like a woman said it, if like a man had too much testosterone, and he's all jacked up, fair game, dude. Let it go, let it fly.
Definitely.
But yeah, it's pretty epic seeing Spencer mad at Cass. There's some real, intensity with that blindside, but we get to the reward challenge, and we get a sponsored reward challenge. Again, key parts of Survivor.
Probably the best one. Probably the best one you can get.
And yeah, if you're thinking for food, right? Because I mean, usually they do like a sprint or a movie or something. Outback Steakhouse. This was the meal. This is the reward you want.
Oh yeah.
And we get the merged tribe split into two, and yeah, like it starts in the one that starts in the water and then ends with like a tower puzzle, and again we see it all comes down to the puzzle. It always
the great equalizer.
The great equalizer.
Always.
What else did you make of this challenge?
I mean, I thought it was kind of shocking that LJ kind of seemed to took the reins on the puzzle when Spencer was right there too. And LJ seemed to just kind of have it down and was running through that like it was nothing.
Yeah, I believe, was it Cass and Wu or was it Cass and Tony? I feel like it was
Cass and Wu.
It was a brain and a brawn versus a brain and a beauty, and it was a runaway with LJ and Spencer. And yeah, LJ is a funny one. Yeah, he's like he's such a hat character. He's always wearing a hat.
You don't know what to make of him with that hat, man. Yeah, the hat, the big shorts.
He's just always got it, and like he's monotone and he seems chill. But yeah, a challenge beast here, and yeah, them running in that water teeter totter, so sick. Like that is such a contraption. That's like something you watch Survivor, and you're like, man, that is something like I could never imagine doing ever in life, but only on Survivor.
Oh yeah,
like because where are you gonna go to do something like that?
Nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty epic. Great reward for Morgan. That's what I wrote. Yeah, because and then we get, but also this is a great reward for Spencer.
The clue.
Finding
the clue to the idol
in the napkin, which must have been a chance of draw of like, where do we put this clue, right? And where do people sit down? I remember Parvati got a clue at a reward like this. Very common. He actually accidentally almost blew it too, but he was able to keep his cool. Do you think
did a great job of like finding it without letting anybody see too?
Yeah. Do you feel like you would have a good straight face to be able to not react if you saw something big, or not to underreact where like suddenly Richie got quiet this last hour? It's like what's
that'd
going
be hard,
on?
Dude.
So
I feel like maybe the face would be easier, but your body language would be a lot harder to like try to hide it like in your pocket without looking like you're just rustling around in your pocket for no reason.
Yeah, 100%. And like you gotta only be thinking about that thing. It's burning in your pocket. The fact that
is true. You got to go into those rewards thinking like, hey, where's this clue? Where's this clue? Where's this clue? Especially the night before when two idols are played.
Like I feel like I would probably just scream like, I have to go to the bathroom. You know what I mean? Like just be really obvious about it.
Yeah.
accidentally, like it would just be a mess, I think.
Hmm.
But he pulls it off. Oh, I know why I put great reward for Morgan. Very bouncy challenge for Morgan.
It was, yeah.
That's what it was. I think it was splendid. That's what it was. Yeah, it's funny. And then Tony, we get a funny line from Tony too after the challenge. I wanted to mention. He says, "It's better to be pissed off than pissed on," and they bleep that. Which, like, I work in television, and like bleeping is always like a really funny thing to me because we'll throw out words that are like you can't say that on television, and like
Hmm.
you can say pissed off, but you can't say pissed on, and on
It's
is the word
crazy.
you bleep. Hilarious, interesting. That's Tony. Another, added to the resume. Just
Hmm.
all time good quote. A bacon margarita. What did you make the bacon margarita from the
I
Outback?
forgot about that one. Yeah, I don't
Dang.
know if I would. I mean, I don't know if I would like that, but I mean, I'm sure at that point in time, if you're on Survivor, you're gonna like it. But I don't know if me on a Friday night's gonna go to Outback and order a bacon
Yeah.
margarita.
Yeah, I have to have a dinner. Yeah, something. Yeah. Maybe
Hmm.
breakfast. Maybe a bacon. Maybe that would make sense. But
Right? Yeah.
I mean, you're passing up a lot of good breakfast drinks to go to that one. Um, yeah. Uh, Bacon Mark. Yeah, dude, it kind of felt like Tulum too, where they were sitting. I was thinking about Tulum, about being on the water, drinking a lot of good drinks. Um, yeah, dude, pretty good. I think this would have been a reward to go on.
Hmm. Also, at the same time, too, not awful to be left behind as you see Tony kind of starts to look for the idol. You
Yeah,
know that two got played. You know that they already know there's one with special power somewhere. Maybe another one gets placed too.
yeah.
Great job by him to at least make the effort to look too.
Yeah. And yeah, also back at camp too, you see Tony kind of struggle to read Cass. Like you really see her
Hmm.
strength as like a character, but also just like as being herself. That like Tony's struggling. Tony's like, I can't tell whose side I
Yeah.
can't tell. And Tony really doesn't concede that at all, at least to this point in this season.
Hmm.
But yeah, pretty interesting. So we do get back to camp. Spencer gets back with the reward and or with the clue. Spencer gets back with the clue, and yeah, I'm surprised actually this doesn't happen more on Survivor, right? Someone being
Yeah.
followed after a reward or after a big event, after a journey or something.
Hmm. Well,
Um,
to be fair, I feel like he kind of messed it up where he went when everybody was huddled under because it was raining. I
yeah,
don't feel like that's the time to go off and do something like that.
yeah,
I think you need to do that when everyone else is kind of hanging around doing nothing. That makes
yeah.
it way less suspicious, I feel like.
And to come back with a huge stack of wood and being like, oh yeah, I was trying to find some great pieces out there. But
Hmm.
if you go out in the
Yeah.
rain, it's like, dude, what could you be doing in the rain that is
Hmm.
beneficial to the tribe or yourself than finding the
Yep.
idol? And so Wu smartly follows after Spencer, sneaks around, dude. They did a really good job shooting this episode of
Yeah.
making sure, because like I've said before, like I'm always thinking about like, are these players like thinking about why is that camera standing right there? Like, is someone, you know what I mean? Like, or
Yeah.
why are they zoomed in on that branch or something like that? Which maybe you can't tell at all times. But
Hmm.
sometimes they're zooming in on the branch, right? As they're like looking for the idol or whatever.
Yeah.
And near chaos starts to break out. I mean, Woo's trying to play it cool at first with Spencer acting like, oh no, man, no big deal. Just on a
Yeah.
walk too. That's what he says. He's like, you want to walk? Oh man, me too, me too. And he saw Spencer digging around, which pretty tough clue. And I don't know
Hmm.
how they buried it in there, because it
Yeah.
did seem like they were like breaking up that wall, destroying that section of ground. Um, and
There's a
then
couple funny moments from there too. I wrote down because Wu was like, I hightail it like Sonic the Hedgehog right after Spencer.
yeah,
And then you get everybody up and running around, and Tony's like, "You know it's chaos when Morgan is up, and she
yeah,
doesn't do anything but look like a pillow."
yeah, yeah. She's more of a pillow
That
than a
was a great
person.
line.
Yeah, I wrote that down too. That's pretty wild. Yeah, I was just Idle Madness. This is where the title comes from.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's just absolutely nuts. And I honestly also forgot that like it does end up in Spencer's hands. I was like, oh man, is this where
Yeah.
like who gets it here? And does Spencer blow it because it's like yeah, you feel like Spencer keeps getting the short end of the stick. But
What are the
ultimately,
odds too? Cass is just there right next to him as he
yeah.
gets it too.
And he pulls it off, and yeah, again, he must have netting or something because he looked like he had baggy shorts on, And I'm like, dude, if you
Yeah.
shove something in your pocket, that looks like it'll go right through. But ended up being okay. Or yeah, maybe it had some strong briefs on or something. Um, but yeah, because people point out bulge. Did it happen this season? What didn't LJ have bulge or someone had bulge on a season I watched recently where they were like, "Oh, dude, we saw the bulge and we are voting." Like bulge votes happen
Yeah.
in Survivor. Like it's the one time that bulge can be a
Stop saying
disadvantage.
bulge.
Yeah, all right. Bulge count done. Um, yeah, pretty funny. Okay, and then we get to the immunity challenge after
Pretty
all.
tough challenge.
Dude, I hate this challenge. I would be terrible at
I
this
always
one.
feel like, yeah, I always feel like this would be one of the tougher ones for sure.
Like the top of the head feels so sensitive and so like, and to be pressing. Oh man,
Oh, your
yeah,
calves have to be on fire, bro.
yeah. Calves got to be messed up. Top of your yeah. It's just like
Hmm.
a, and it's not super exciting, of course. Like I do think sometimes these endurance ones are exciting. I think the bucket of water is
Hmm.
funny with the arm because like it doesn't seem like
Yeah.
it takes much and they can flinch or
Hmm.
oh yeah, that's the best is when Jeff brings food out and before he offers it, someone steps down. It's
Yeah.
like no way he didn't say anything. It's like oh brutal. Um, but big challenge for again Spencer.
Yeah. Pulls
Like
it out.
pulls it out when he ultimately needs it and yeah then he comes back to camp and he kind of goes for Cass right away, right? Like to try to sway Cass and pitch Cass.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of his only move, really.
Yeah,
Pull her in and hope that it's 5-5. I know
yeah,
he's trying to get out of her who they're voting for, but it doesn't seem like he did a really good job
yeah.
of trying to get out who they were going to vote for. And that was going to actually be my question. My question was for Spencer was going to be, why didn't you try to get Cass to tell you who they were going to vote for more? And maybe he did, and they just didn't show it. But
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be a big move because you find out who they're voting for, and then you can easily play the idol.
Yeah, play it on him. Yeah, and dude, this was an interesting part of Survivor where and maybe she wasn't on the right alliance too, but it was like let's get rid of Morgan cuz she does nothing. And when you're
Hmm.
on Survivor for so many days, like that's something that mattered back then. While today you would never
Yeah.
see that, dude. Every vote is
Hmm.
gameplay, which
For sure.
is probably for the better, right? That should make a show a little more interesting. But
Hmm.
yeah, for Morgan to go home this early and for Tony to get so close, like for no one to see
Yeah.
that, like,
One
oh,
vote
Tony's
away.
a threat, Cass is a threat, Woo is running around chasing people, following like
Hmm.
idols, and like that's not a threatening thing. Um,
Yeah.
it's interesting that it ends up being Morgan, but another great line from Cass before that though is she's like trial. What'd you say? Trial by fire. Because she was like, I'm
I
ready
think
to
so. Yeah.
go in there and mix things up. But yeah, ultimately, Morgan goes
Hmm.
home. Sad to see. Sad to see. Honestly, 4 votes
Yeah.
Tony, 5 votes Morgan. That's it. So, or was it 6 votes? Yeah, this was final 10.
6-6.
Six
Yeah.
votes Morgan, 4 votes Tony. Yeah, pretty wild. Let's go into stock up, stock down. Who do you got?
My stock up, I went with Spencer.
Yeah,
I think
same.
he kind of dominated the episode.
Yeah,
Got the idol, won immunity. I know he's still like not with the numbers, but anytime you have that idol and win immunity, it's definitely your stock's going to go up regardless of where you're at.
yeah, 100%. Totally. I'm with that as
Hmm.
well. I had Spencer idol big immunity challenge win and yeah, I think he's in a good place. My stock down was Tosh. I just feel like Tosh is kind
Mm.
of next in line. Feels like
Yeah.
inevitable, especially with the way they're voting. Like
Yeah.
that's just the way
I
it
had the
seems to be.
exact same one. And I mean, they even brought her up there like plan B, say something happens, Tosh is plan B.
Yeah.
So she was my stock down too.
Yeah, and voting might be pretty straightforward. Also, yeah, I wrote down something for Cass's resume. Dude, she brings up Vegas. She brought up Vegas during
Hmm.
tribal council. I was like, all right,
Oh,
Cass.
yeah.
Man, I'm forgetting, man. Cass, if we do end of season rewards for this, man,
Hmm.
I don't know what Cass is getting, but that will get her points towards whatever reward she gets. Um, okay. And did you have a Survivor press conference, or you had it for Spencer?
Yeah. Hmm.
Nice. Yeah, no, I think mine probably goes back to the reward challenge. And this one goes to Jeff. But yeah, planning about where you're going to put the clue on the table.
Mm.
Like, what is the thought process in that, and how
Mm-hmm.
do you let them walk in? Because he does say that he has a I forget like the word for it, but basically there's a person on set who makes sure the game is fair for everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
and so I wonder how that works. Of like, oh, we let them walk in. You guys can like, did they tell them, hey, sit wherever you want? Like it's open seating, and they made
Mm-hmm.
that clear, and they had to make that clear. I wonder what the process is like in that little detail. But
Yeah.
it's I mean, it's one of the little things that makes Survivor interesting and great. Is dropping that in there. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah. I like that.
What did you have for retitling this episode?
I thought it was actually a really good title they already had. I
True.
kind of was flipping between two. I decided to go with ugly or cute, and
Mm,
just because it was at the point where Morgan says, "Hey, if somebody had the choice to be ugly or cute, they're always going to pick cute," and
yeah.
everyone just kind of shakes their head. And,
And honestly, she looked pretty adorable saying it, but it was just like, oh,
yeah,
sweetheart. Oh,
yeah,
no. I do like that. And like I said, this is, I texted you. This is a great episode for Morgan, top to
hmm
bottom.
yeah.
Um,
Top
yeah.
again.
Hey, shout out the Dallas Cowboys. Um, she's my only affiliation, only part of that organization I like, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go pissed off or pissed on. I thought that
Ooh,
was
I like
just
that.
I that's probably not allowed, and maybe it would have to be like starred
Yeah.
on Paramount Plus. But yeah, I'm gonna go with a bleepable title here from
Oh,
Tony.
let's do it. I
So,
like it.
but ultimately, like I don't think we need to change the episode title.
No, it
Like
was great. Yeah.
it made sense, and that's an epic Survivor moment. Not you don't see it every day where every person is hunting for the idol. It's happening behind me,
Everybody.
and yeah, Morgan. The pillow quote probably could have been up there too. Person or a
Yeah.
pillow, something like. Shout out the pillows. All right. Did I miss anything? Are we good? Is that episode 7
That's
in
all
the
I have.
books?
Yeah.
All right.
That was
Well,
seven.
on to
We're getting
Cincinnati.
close.
On to episode 8. We'll see you there.